Dan Hope on that same side doing some good blocking. Anderson and Goldsmith on the other side. And that's where they're going. Anderson and Goldsmith, touchdown, Berkley. Ashcroft does it. 160-pound, 5'8" back. They're using to do the muscle work inside.
Yes, he's got great leg drive. He's not big, but he drove ahead and he was hit approximately at the line of scrimmage, but he powered his way into the end zone. It was a wonderful drive for Berkley from the 20.
14 plays, 70. It had to be, it can't be 72 yards, Barb. It's got to be 80 yards because we started on a 20.
Yeah, because it was a touchback on the kickoff, so they drove 80 yards and they established quite a run game.
And there's the extra point. It's good. Line drive right through, and that was Zajkowski who, or number 28. Let's see, it was Eric White. Zajkowski holding. 80 yards.
So Berkley sent Oak Park a message on that very first possession. They handled them up front. They completed two passes, two very important passes when they had to, particularly the third and long. And overall, they marched the ball very successfully against Oak Park's line. Now, Oak Park has to be going back to their sidelines as the coach is talking. What are you doing out there? He says to number 72. 72 is doing everything he can, he says, but Berkley's racked up 7 points here.
Well, 3 men back for Oak Park. One is number 44, Lonnie Wright in the center. Number 6 is on the one wing, Larry Wright. I'm trying to get a number of the back on this side. Berkley's fired up. Very impressive guy. Never let Oak Park touch the ball. 5:15 to go in the first quarter.
No, that's a coach's dream. You do that. You use up most of the period. You ate up 80 valuable yards, and most importantly, they put 7 points on the board.
And that was 17 plays for 80 yards, and I wondered how many plays Jeff Burks did on that. How many yards he had. Number 68 is going to kick the ball for Berkley, and that's Rick Barber. And he puts a squibber down. It's going to bounce on the 27. Whoa, it's touched! Berkley's got a chance to drop a Oak Park player on the 15-yard line. We're going to spot it to 16.
Berkley is not famous for kicking the ball in the end zone, but that took a great hop for the Berkley Bears, and once it got over the defender's head. All right, here's a short kick. Barber gets a short squibby-type kick, but on the turf particularly, it takes a great hop, and it bounces up in the air and over the receiver's head, and he has a lot of trouble getting it, and then a lot of trouble running up.
And I apologize because that particular player is not on our roster, number 24. Oak Park, first play from scrimmage, fumble the ball. Who's got it? Well, our camera crew says Berkley, but no, it looks like Oak Park will retain possession.
Well, that was kind of an interesting setup. The coach is kind of going for a big one right there. Well, here's the quarterback pitching back on a deep pitch, and the ball is fumbled on the very first play, which the Oak Park coach is probably the worst thing that could happen to him. And Oak Park was really very lucky to recover their own fumble there.
2nd and 13. Well, they're going to say 14.
They're about on the 13.
Yeah, so
there it is again.
Here's the same play exactly. Get into the open field, and that's just what happened.
Is that number 2? Yes, that's Anthony, their number 1 ball carrier, and you can see the potential there. They did have. This is the very same play they fumbled on. Anthony gets the ball, finds a hole. He has great speed, great cutting ability, and he can break one on any single play.
Gain of 10 on the play. It's still 3rd and 4. The ball on their own 22-yard line. Obviously, they like Anthony to have the running room. Robert Powell, number 18, the quarterback for Oak Park. Oh, jumping off sides. That'll give the first down.
Yeah, I think it was Berkley that jumped off sides, and that's a disaster because that'll give them the first down here.
Offsides Berkley. So Oak Park dodged a bullet there. They're out of trouble now. Their first down from the 22.
A play like that negates the loss that they had on the first play, and it gives them 5. It gives them a first down. And Coach Fox just chewed off part of his headset.
7-0. Berkley in the lead. But Oak Park first possession with the ball. Not fooling anybody. Great job by number 51, and that's Craig Iwanski.
John Kay was in on that tackle too. Berkley obviously is aware of that play, and it could be a challenge to pick off that lateral because he hangs it out there almost like a forward pass. It's so long.
2nd and 9.
Let's see if they can pass.
And it's the I formation. And it's a pass play, and it's caught. No, drop. The big tight end on that, Chris Scott, number 88.
And he's big, too.
You got a guy there, 6'3", 240 pounds. And that was the weight at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Here's a look at their tight end, Chris Scott. He has the ball, and he drops it. He's a dangerous player, but he'll have to learn to catch the ball better than that if he wants to do anything here today.
3rd and 9.
This is another passing guy. The quarterback, Powell, threw the ball very well, though. His receiver just didn't come through with the catch.
Powell, the quarterback. Offsides. It's going to be 3rd and 14 now.
Berkley kind of jumped, but they didn't jump off sides, and they caused the right end for Oak Park to jump.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Berkley can get the ball back, how much they're going to run Burks again. He's already had 9 plays for 35 yards, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Oh, yeah, 35 yards. Well, he's on a 100-yard clip there. And he will run the ball a lot. Jeff is big and he's strong and he has a lot of durability. He'll run the ball
Berkley
a lot.
will have to stop Oak Park right now in order to do anything to get the ball back. And it's a passing play again. Going deep down the field. Caught by number 4. And that's Chris George. Perfect pass, plenty of time.
Yeah, that was a good pass. It was kind of an odd pattern. This is a rather strange pattern. It seems like they have both receivers in the same spot here, Scott and George. Right here, they're right next to each other, which is not, I'm sure, the way the coach designed the play, but it came out right, so he might put that in the book.
Good tackle by Bobanesco, but it's 1st down for Oak Park.
Big play for Oak Park. That was 3rd and must.
They're at the 43-yard line. Pitch out. Going to Sean Anthony, and he's taken down after a 4-yard gain.
Well, that's why he's their best running back. He tried to go to his left on a wide pitch. There was nothing there. He cut back after looking at a sure loss. This is Anthony coming wide to his left, cutting back, nothing there, and he picks up 3 yards when there was nothing there at all at the beginning. So that was all on his own.
Anthony's 5'9", 175 pounds, and reminds me of a player of the past I'll give you after this play. Oh, another offsides. Oak Park seems to be the more nervous of the two teams right now.
Yes, that was one of the world-class offsides, too. It seemed like as soon as the
and
ball...
one of the coaches for Oak Park before the game told us we've won some of our tight games and we beat Highland Park because we had no turnovers.
Well, that's the
Still
key.
no turnovers, but a lot of mistakes early going.
That's the key. Those mistakes will just kill you. Now, instead of being second and about 8, they're second and 11, and it puts them back in the hole. That was really an offside. He was downfield before the ball. The center got on the ball.
So 2nd and a long 11. There's a pass out. That's Clarence Rose breaking some tackles. Still has the ball. Solo tackle by number 40 for Jason Haynes.
Haynes came up nicely, but that's what Oak Park will do. They have a lot of speed. All right, this is just a flare pass out to the left. It's really more like a running play where they get the back, they isolate him in the open. He has good speed, and he makes the 1st down out of it.
Oh, great camera work there, guys. Jeez, I didn't know you were that close to the play. Gets exciting. Okay, we got 1st and 10 from the 39. Oak Park being very impressive on this drive, mixing up the running plays and the passing plays. They usually only pass for 30% of the time, but boys, stand up Sean Anthony and let a couple guys hit at him, and that's just what Berkley did.
Well, Berkley's scrappy defense there. They have to be much smaller than Oak Park, but they're scrappy and they're quick. Now, the coach said that they like to power the ball upward on those ISOs, but they were held to very short yardage on that.
Well, the interior line there is Craig Iwanski is the nose guard, Eric Partland the one guard, Ryan Cascade the other, Chris Kilby on one end and Rob Rose on the other for Berkley. 20 seconds, 19 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Here we are in the regular power I. 2 wideouts.
And breaking out, bouncing off the pack. A solo, it looked like almost a saving tackle by number 41 is Bill Baker.
Yes, that was. He, once again, Anthony didn't have any running room in the hole. He hit into the tackle, bounced off, and almost broke away. He was very close to breaking that one for a touchdown. Oak Park has kind of a stutter step offense here. They take 5 yards backwards and 10 yards forward. Berkley has to kind of get something in between. That is the end of the first period.
End of the first quarter of action here at the Pontiac Silverdome, as the Berkley Bears take a 7-0 lead over the Oak Park squad. But I'm telling you, it looks like the team who's got the ball might be the one to score. So who's got the ball last is going to win.
Yeah, that's. Oak Park is marching very successfully now too. They seem to be able to mix up their passes where they isolate their speed out to the outside and get some good yardage out of it. Berkley has to be very careful not to let one of those fast running backs break away for the whole thing.
Well, and a good mix-up of plays on the Oak Park squad as they've passed. You see the score there, 7-0 in favor of Berkley. They scored on their first possession all the way 80 yards down the field. It took them 17 plays to do it. And now Oak Park is coming back in very much the same fashion, and maybe a little tougher because they've had a few offside penalties against them.
Yes, they've kind of gone back and forth. They have to, their line has to be more disciplined. They can't give away those 5 yards.
And Oak Park started this drive on their own 15. Now they're at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. They're starting the second quarter of action. And here comes Anthony again. A good stick in there, as they say in football terms. Looks like number 41 is Bill Baker, number 71 Eric Bartlett for Berkley.
All right, here's Anthony trying to get outside. He doesn't see anything there, and he cuts back into the inside, makes the most out of it. Actually, it's a good run because his blocking didn't develop where the play was supposed to go. Berkley stuck him. They have to worry about him getting outside and getting by.
High formation. 2 flankers split out, one to the right, one to the left. It's a passing play all the way. Looking for the corner. Touchdown! 23-yard scoring play.
That was a well-executed play, a very good pass. The receiver broke into the open, and the quarterback, Powell, laid it right into his hands. Here is the Oak Park touchdown. Powell fades back. He looks. It's a left-handed passer right into the receiver's hands. Very well thrown pass.
Powell put that right on the money to Clarence Ross. So we might have a tie game here in a moment.
They're going for the 2 here, which is surprising.
Going for the 2, and they're not going to get it. The 1-point Berkley advantage will hold up. They went to their bread and butter man too, Sean Anthony.
That was a surprising. This Oak Park goes for the 2 points here. It's a very surprising call. This early in the game, and you've just put yourself on the board. You'd like to come away with at least a tie. It's kind of a downer for Oak Park now to have moved all that way, scored a beautiful touchdown, and still they remain behind by a point.
Well, I'll tell you, the coach is just a super guy, Keith Stevens, for Oak Park, is out there talking to his guy. He's got the assistants Bernard Wells, Don McNeil, and Kevin Freeman out there talking and saying, boy, you just made the wrong cut, son, or something. And you know, next time we get to this same play, you got to do it this way.
Yeah, and the player's saying, you made the wrong call, coach. He's not saying it to the coach, though. He's saying it to himself. Well, Michigan did that last week, and the new coach Muller was criticized for going for the 2 when they really felt they didn't need it. But it really is a lift to Berkley to have Oak Park score that touchdown, and Berkley's still ahead.
Bill Baker back along with Steve Zakowski for Berkley. They're going to have Lonnie Wright kicking the ball. The score 7-6, favor of Berkley in the red uniforms.
Interesting to see if he can boot it out of here again. No, not quite as far.
Not
Still
quite.
a good kick, though.
The adrenaline must be down a little bit, taken by Baker. Baker on the 15. He's going laterally right into the traffic of Oak Park. Sometimes you're best off, no matter what was called, to run north and south.
Well, actually, Oak Park ended up ahead.